Tonight's bedtime story is a classic favorite. Sleeping Beauty, a beautiful tale of a lovely princess, a wicked curse, and the incredible power of true love. So snuggle in, get cozy, and let's begin our magical journey. Long, long ago, in a kingdom filled with sunshine and happiness, a joyful king and queen celebrated the birth of their baby princess, Aurora. The entire kingdom rejoiced. Fairies from faraway lands, sparkling with magic, came to the royal hall to bless the little princess. With a wave of their glowing wands, they gifted her with beauty, a kind heart, and the voice of an angel. Everyone was filled with hope and joy for the future of their beloved princess. But suddenly, the mood in the grand hall shifted. A forgotten fairy who had not been invited to the celebration appeared in a flash of sinister green flame. Her eyes blazed with anger and resentment. "You forgot me," she hissed, her voice echoing through the silent hall. "For this insult, I shall give the princess a gift of my own." She raised her hand and cast a terrible spell. On her 16th birthday, the princess will prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and fall into a deep, death-like sleep. A gasp of horror filled the room as darkness seemed to envelop the cradle. Just as all hope seemed lost, a kind, gentle fairy who had yet to give her gift stepped forward. A soft, warm light glowed around her as she used her magic to soften the cruel curse. "I cannot undo the dark spell completely," she said softly, "but I can change it. The princess will not die. Instead, she will sleep, and the entire castle with her, until she is awakened by true love's first kiss." Her blessing brought a glimmer of hope back to the heartbroken king and queen. Determined to protect his daughter, the king issued a royal decree. He ordered every single spinning wheel and spindle in the kingdom to be gathered and destroyed. Bonfires lit up the villages as the people followed their king's command, hoping to erase the threat of the curse forever. Years passed peacefully, and the princess grew into a graceful, kind, and beautiful young lady, unaware of the dark magic that loomed over her future. On the fateful day of her 16th birthday, the princess was exploring the old, forgotten towers of the castle. She discovered a small, hidden room she had never seen before. Inside, an old woman sat humming, working at a strange wooden wheel. It was a spinning wheel. Filled with curiosity, the princess reached out to touch the shiny, pointed spindle. The moment her finger brushed against the tip, she pricked it. The dark curse was fulfilled. At once, a heavy sleepiness overcame her, and she fainted softly, falling into a deep, enchanted slumber. A powerful magic swept through the entire castle. The spell spread from room to room, and everyone, the guards at their posts, the cooks in the kitchen, and even the king and queen on their thrones, fell into a deep sleep right where they stood. Outside the castle walls, a thick, impenetrable forest of thorns and roses began to grow, hiding the sleeping kingdom from the outside world for 100 long years. 100 years later, a brave and handsome prince from a neighboring kingdom heard the legendary tale of the sleeping princess and the enchanted castle. Determined to see if the story was true, he set out on a quest to find her. Guided by the magical light of the good fairies, he journeyed through the misty forest. With his shining sword, he bravely cut a path through the thick, thorny briars that had guarded the castle for so long, finally reaching the silent castle walls. The prince entered the quiet castle, his footsteps echoing in the halls. He found the hidden room in the tower and saw the beautiful princess, looking as though she were only dreaming. When he saw her, he felt an undeniable warmth fill his heart. He knew he had found his true love. He leaned down and gently gave her a kiss. Instantly, the dark spell was broken. A brilliant golden light filled the room, and the princess slowly opened her eyes, smiling as she saw the prince who had saved her. At that very moment, the entire castle awoke. The birds began to sing, the cooks returned to their kitchens, and the sound of laughter and joy filled the air once more. The princess and the prince, bound by true love, were married in a grand celebration in the castle gardens. The fairies danced among the guests, and happiness finally returned to the land, brighter and more wonderful than ever before. And so, they all lived happily ever after. This story reminds us that kindness and courage are powerful forces that can break even the darkest of spells. Now, close your eyes and have the sweetest of dreams. If you enjoyed our story tonight, please remember to subscribe for more magical adventures. Good night.